We live in a world that is constantly surrounded by noise, both externally and internally. But do you know who you really are? My name is Danielle Barnett. I'm an artist, speaker, entrepreneur, mum, sister, daughter, partner, but above all, I'm me. So what is okay for you? What is acceptable and what isn't acceptable for you? We make our own boundaries and then we find ourselves going back on that very concept, that very thing that we decided we wouldn't accept. So why do we do this? When we allow things to happen that we do not deem as acceptable to our world, we end up holding on to bitterness and anger. And as the saying's been known, it's like drinking a glass of poison and expecting the other person to die. But they don't. The only person you're really hurting is yourself. And this can manifest in so many ways in our lives, physically, mentally, and spiritually. By being true to ourselves and our boundaries, this is not only showing ourselves true love, but it's also enabling the use of the word no. No is such an incredibly powerful word, and you are allowed to use it. It's the first thing to recognise. We spend our whole lives being people pleasers, but how many times do we actually please ourselves? Courage in all areas of life is challenging, and it involves risk and uncertainty, and in many cases almost certain vulnerability, but it leads to growth ultimately. All throughout my life, I have experienced moments of sheer panic, sheer fear, and then courageousness. So when I finally listened to my inner voice, what I really wanted, what I really expected of myself and not what others expected of me. So I'm going to give you an example of loads of courageous things that I've done throughout my life, and it always involved fear and uncertainty at the start. So for example, in school I was told by my music teacher I couldn't sing, I wasn't allowed in the school choir, I wasn't allowed to sing the songs that I'd written myself in the assemblies, I wasn't capable of doing it, I wasn't good enough, and it instilled this absolute unworthiness in my soul that it actually took a long time to fix. And it's been a constant journey of trying to fix what was started back then until I discovered NLP, where everything just came together. And I finally discovered my authentic self and the courage to say, I am worth it. But I left school with burning ambition. I was going to prove to them and to myself that I could do it. And I ended up with my first ever record deal. Well, I was actually quite young, but my first major record deal was when I was 23 years old with Simon Cowell at RCA Records. So I achieved something that everybody, including myself, thought I wouldn't be able to achieve. But I did. And believe me, my first ever gig, oh my goodness, it was on stage in London, one of the massive nightclubs, in front of 3,000 people. And I was so scared. I was so scared standing at that stage. But I thought to myself, if I can do this, I can do anything. So I relaxed, I breathed, I let go of all my nerves. I got on that stage and I performed, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. And I knew from then on, that is what I loved and what I wanted to do more of. And so I continued on that route. But it did take courage. But what a reward I got in return. What a reward. So throughout your life, you'll have experienced situations which have needed courage as well. And you may have even thought to yourself, how on earth am I going to get through them? But you did. And you're here. And if you did, then you'll be able to celebrate that fact that you are so strong and powerful and you're able to face the biggest storms. There's always going to be calm afterwards and learnings that you're going to take away from that situation. If you're going through a situation right now that involves you to be courageous, just celebrate the fact that you know that you're powerful. You are enough and you will get through this. What are your boundaries? Have the courage to let your guidelines flow into every area of your life and know that you have the power to not let anyone that's around you take advantage of those values. Do not accept anything less than what you deserve, and you deserve everything. It's very important to note that we ourselves cannot change anybody else's opinions or their actions. It's like trying to put fire out with air. But the thing that we can do is to change the way that we react to those situations. We have ultimate control of our mind, body, and soul. And it's our responsibility to ensure that our values stay true on every level. If you're walking into a war zone, you've got to make sure you fasten your gas mask first. Trust is a major part of vulnerability as it involves letting someone into your world. But if you don't trust, you don't experience life to its fullest. Wearing a full coat of armour all the time is not going to reward you in any parts of your life. It will just stop you from experiencing the beauty and the power of your life to its fullest. The most important person to trust is yourself. Ask, does it feel right to me? Trust your own gut instinct as it's going to guide you through the stormiest of times. That in the knowing we all have and we can experience listening to ourselves and feeling what our bodies are trying to tell us on a daily basis. And this can manifest in so many different ways. It can come through in dreams, illnesses, knowings, just parts of your body that you feel things, different signs that you see along your route, along your day, that you just notice. But notice these little things because they are the big things. Vulnerability is really being who we are, our own authentic selves. And when we experience challenges in life, as we all do, our vulnerability can be affected. If you're facing challenges in life, look at the situation from the present right now. And don't invite in any anxiety or fear. Because anxiety isn't real. It's based on what might happen, what you think could happen. But fear is based on past learnings and it's a protection mechanism that we've all built in for ourselves, which is extremely important. It's in our DNA. But it might not be applicable to the situation you're in right now. Deal with everything from the moment now, and everything becomes so much more manageable. If you're experiencing these challenges, look at them closely. Don't run away from them and deal with them on a one-by-one basis. Everything can be dealt with and everything is possible. Will these issues and challenges that you're experiencing right now be important in a year's time or in 5 years' time? Because if you look at perspective from a present situation, you'll realise if it's really truly important to you. Deal with everything and breathe. Take time for yourself. The biggest rules we are setting ourselves are the ones that we're imposing on ourselves. So be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Celebrate pain and joy with other people too. Share the moments. Because connection to others in this world is so incredibly important. We're a human race and we're built of the same materials, the same matter as the whole universe. We're all connected by energy, so don't try and isolate yourself away. Know your own worth and don't be afraid to fall. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. And that is what we're taught in NLP. Every journey and winding pathway that you're going to take in your life is leading you onto your greater destination, what you really want and what you really visualize. So make sure that when you think about what you want and when you speak about your world, you speak about it only in positive ways and from a place of self-love. There's no such thing as perfect. So be truly excited about being perfectly imperfect. Accept and love yourself exactly the way that you are. So the purpose of my talk today, the purpose of this video, is to just share with you that you are enough. You are incredible. We are all on this planet coexisting and we all want the same things in life. We all want peace, love and happiness. So work your world to empower those things. I hope you loved this video as much as I loved making it for you, and you got some value in it as well. So if you did, please do like and subscribe to my page. You can follow my journey with me and share it with others that might get value too. So thank you for spending your beautiful, valuable time with me, and I hope to see you again. God bless. Raise your vibration. Be the light.